Welcome back everyone. We have only 2 days to go until free agency, and you already know about the madness that comes with it. I mean, you can never truly predict what will happen, and with that in mind, you need to have multiple backup plans, which should definitely apply to a team like the Lakers. In my opinion, their top priority should be retaining a majority of their own free agents. They really don't need to do much to get better. Simply building more team chemistry could take them further in the playoffs. Now, I would agree that they might benefit by making a small upgrade here and there, but for the most part, they're one of the top contenders in the entire league by simply keeping their team together, which they cannot afford to forget about either. But if they do end up losing one, if not multiple of their key free agents, then they do need to have a backup plan in mind, and with over half of their team entering free agency, they should have one at every single position. So in today's video, we're going to talk about their best and most realistic free agent target at every position, either as a backup plan or maybe as a potential upgrade. Real quick before we get into it though, if you have been enjoying the everyday uploads, then be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. I know all of that might sound a bit routine, but I really do appreciate you guys who do it. Without further ado though, let's dive right into it. And we'll begin by reviewing the point guard position. You might have a good feeling about who I'm about to mention here too, with that player being Jevon Carter. In my humble opinion, Carter is one of, if not the most underrated point guard in the entire league, and while he might be more of a combo guard compared to a pure point guard, the value he's been providing for his contracts has been incredible lately. Jevon Carter is coming off the best year of his entire career so far, putting up 8 points per game while primarily coming off the bench and shooting over 42% from both the field and three-point line while doing it, not to mention that he did all of that for a minimum level contract. You won't find a better value on the market at point guard than Jevon Carter, and especially not for the kind of contract you could likely get him for. I think it would only take around 4 to maybe 7 million per year at most to get him. And if you can get a point guard who can not only shoot over 42% from the three-point line, but also provide great defense at the point of attack while doing it, you are getting a very valuable player. I like Dennis Schroeder, but replacing him with Jevon Carter might not be a bad idea. They are fairly equal when it comes to point of attack defense, but there is really no debate when it comes to three-point shooting. Jevon Carter beats Schroeder by a landslide in this category. I would call Schroeder the better overall scoring talent, but Carter is without a doubt the better three-point shooter, and they need their point guard to provide three-point shooting while playing off the ball, which Carter is significantly better at doing when compared to Schroeder. And whether they would be replacing or potentially even upgrading from Dennis Schroeder here, I think you could make a great argument for Jevon Carter, and that is why he is my no-brainer top point guard target for them. But now moving on to shooting guard, and here we have Josh Richardson. He plays a little bit at both shooting guard and small forward, but he primarily plays at the two. You can really never go wrong with a 3-and-D wing in free agency, and that would be the perfect way to describe him. He shot about 39% from 3 during the past 2 years combined now, and then provided great defense when committed. I know I keep mentioning it, but he could likely fill the role that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope once filled for them, which they have not been able to fill ever since trading him away. I've seen a few of you mentioning that Max Christie might be able to fill that role, but I'm not quite sure he's ready to contribute on that level. I think he definitely should be a part of their rotation, but that would be asking a lot from a 20-year-old entering his second year. And they could mitigate that risk by bringing in a guy like Josh Richardson, a 29-year-old veteran who is still in the prime of his career and would very likely provide more reliable production. Not only from a 3-and-D standpoint either, much like Caldwell-Pope, Richardson can provide around 10 to 12 points per game as well, which is something they need at times when they are without LeBron and/or Anthony Davis. In addition to that, with the complete lack of 3-and-D wings available on the open market, Josh Richardson would be a great addition for them. He would be an upgrade over anyone who tried filling that role for them last season. But now moving on to small forward, and here we have Yuta Watanabe. Now hear me out, I know there might be better small forwards on the open market, but I'm not sure there are any that are both more realistic and better fits than Watanabe. I mean, I would love to have a guy like Torrey Craig or Kelly Oubre, but I don't see Craig leaving Phoenix, and then Oubre might be a bit outside of their price range, leaving Watanabe as the more likely option here. And that would definitely not be a bad thing either. If they move on from Malik Beasley and or D'Angelo Russell, they're going to need more 3-point shooting, and Yuta Watanabe can provide that. I feel like it went overlooked how well he shot the ball last season. The guy shot 44% overall from the 3-point line, and then shot a jaw-dropping 51.4% from the corner, and that was where over half of his 3-point shots came from. He proved to be great at playing off of star players. When a guy like Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving attracted attention on the court, Watanabe took full advantage of it, making opponents pay for leaving him even a little bit open from beyond the arc. Not only that though, but he is solid on defense too. I would not call him a great defender, but being 6'9" definitely helps him out. He can match up anywhere from shooting guard to power forward, and you simply can't undervalue that. I'm not entirely sure how much it would take to acquire him, but I can't imagine it would be more than around $5 million. And while they might not have the ability to use their non-taxpayer mid-level exception, they very likely will have the ability to use their $5 million taxpayer mid-level exception. But now moving on to power forward, and here we have Jalen McDaniels. He might be the lesser known McDaniels brother, but do not let that allow you to overlook him. Much like his younger brother Jaden McDaniels, Jalen can provide a lot of value on defense, being able to defend nearly every position on the court within a small ball lineup. And while they do have a very comparably built player in Jared Vanderbilt, Jalen McDaniels can provide more overall value, and especially when it comes to playing in the fourth quarter. I mean, hopefully Vanderbilt will eventually become a better 3-point shooter, but it currently leads to him being unplayable at times. But that would not be a problem with Jalen McDaniels. He might not quite be the defender that Vanderbilt is, but he is without a doubt the better 3-point shooter, and then the much better offensive player in general. He shoots around 35% from 3, and then can provide around 10 points per game to go along with it. Now, I can't imagine that Philadelphia would let him walk for a minimum contract, but they might be hesitant to match a mid-level exception offer, and I would think about doing that if I were the Lakers. But now finishing up with the center position, and the best option here by far would be Brook Lopez. The only problem is that he'll very likely be out of their price range. Even if they would have the ability to use their $12.4 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception, that might not be enough. And with that in mind, another option here could be Mason Plumlee. He very likely will be a financial casualty for the LA Clippers. I can't imagine they would be willing to offer him much more than a minimum level contract, and with how deep in the luxury tax they are, that very likely could lead to him walking for nothing, which could give a team like the Lakers a great opportunity here. He might not be a 3-point shooter, but he would without a doubt be an upgrade over Mo Bamba. He is the better offensive and defensive player overall. The numbers might not always reflect it, but there is much more to being a center than shot blocking ability. You won't find many big men with the passing ability nor offensive IQ that Mason Plumlee has, and that could make him a very interesting fit on the court with Anthony Davis. Again, he might not be a 3-point shooter, but he is such a good ball mover that he can make it work. I mean, you can even run plays through him in the high post if you want to. And then, while he's not a big time shot blocker, he is a good positional defender. He is tough to move down low, and then is mobile enough to switch on defense here and there as well, all of which would make him a good fit for their system. With all of that being said though, what do you guys think? Who would be your favorite free agent target at every position for the Lakers? Comment your thoughts down below. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to those of you who took the time to watch until the end of this video, and until the end of all of my videos in general. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.